should have been guilty, got all Callie of an answer code book.
That Jack wouldn't say.
Well, but
Better one guilty man than
but
three.
that's my one word of caution. Historically, up until after that 1 year, the House position historically has been that we do not allow that enactment clause to go forward. That we would either put a delayed effective, as with the Boy Scout bill, you know, and send it to approps, and that has historically been done in finance before it went to approps. So I just raised that question at this juncture. I'm not gonna stand in the way of the bill this morning on that, but I might in full committee and similar bills where the clause is attached.
All right. Is that a motion to amend? Or are you just bringing it?
I think we need to do it consistently. I think this is something that Chairman Watts needs to consider as to what y'all's position is going to be.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Doug.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
What we've done
Half of my territory needs broadband desperately. So it's gonna be very difficult for me to vote against anything that would expand broadband. My concern with this is well, first of all, the actual cost is more than we have in the total budget for broadband expansion. I think that if we're gonna instead have $70 million allocated to broadband, we ought to put all $70 million in the budget and do it through grants so that we get some leverage, some multiplier effect, which is how the current broadband grants work. The other concern I have is, this is about the 5th or 6th bill, actually I think it's the 8th bill, that I've seen that impact sales and use tax. And well, some of the bills did carve out the 1.5% for transportation in local schools. Even notwithstanding that 1.5%, there's still other monies, and in this one, there's significant monies that go to transportation in schools. So I'm cutting transportation in schools for the benefit of broadband, and I think those are two separate decisions. And I think the money, if we want to do something with broadband, instead of $35 million in the governor's budget, we should have $70 million in the governor's budget. So I applaud the thought process of trying to do something, but I hate to vote against 100% of the senators, but I think I might.
And I understand, and this was as I said, the co-op said this could help us get it, and they're the ones that serve the rural people. Something like this could help us get it to those places that are otherwise never gonna get it. So we're working with them, trying to come up with any way we can to expand broadband.
All right.
Let me just say, adding on what Senator Peake just said, Mecklenburg Co-op is really going all out to expand broadband, and we're doing a very good job of it. This would be good, and the rural areas, we keep talking about trying to do things to improve broadband in the rural areas, and so I'm gonna support it.
All right. Anyone else? All right, is there a motion? And I assume it has to go to approach after this, after the reports. Is there a motion?
I move the report.
Report and refer, is there a second? All right. Motion is to report and refer to approach. Senator, fortunately it fails 4 to 5.
So close, so close. Thank you.
It's a Monday.
Thank you. See y'all.
The members here, I see that Senator Wilson is got a bill, I think, Senator, Billy Wright, similar to yours.
I talked to Senator Ruff this morning, and he was not out there yet. He actually could, like,
Absolutely. Is any difference between these bills?
The report. It might be reported. Okay.
You don't need to make any amendment, but there's a slight difference with the Senate bill that's just, it's identical to what we just did with Senator Norman's bill, with that exemption for.
The Boy
Yes.
Scout.
Yes.
Mr. Chairman, do we need to make that amendment? And I guess my question procedurally, I don't know where we've ever written into a separate bill a policy of another one that hasn't been effective.
That's a good question.
Because would I not be correct, if the Boy Scout bill passes, regardless of any other language, in 21, it takes effect. And I understand maybe the Senate's, wanting to be sure, but if I understand the effect of this would be, unless the language says, unless it's contingent on her passage, then it's automatically in a piecemeal fashion.
And in theory,
Taking
her bill
menstrual
could fail.
products.
Her bill could fail, and it could be in this bill.
Correct, and then in
Monster
that
issue.
jurisdiction, that tax policy would have gone into effect. Do you understand my concern?
Yes, Joey Dworak, that was, that's sort of been, I think, contemplated with how these bills were structured because,
Well, we don't do that, right, but.
in the, in Senator Ruff's bill, it says that the tax shall not be levied on, essential personal hygiene products, which is the category that gets that lower rate. And within essential personal hygiene products, there's actually two categories, one of which is the feminine hygiene products that Senator Boysko was talking about, the other is, incontinence products like diapers and things like that. So the bills work because we're only carving out, Senator Boysko's exception only applies to one of those two categories. So we refer to this category in Senator Ruff's bill that would still exist even after Senator Boysko's bill passes. Does that make sense?
But, well, yes and no. My point being, if Boy Scouts doesn't pass,
And this
then
guy's-
in this county, we would have affected that policy, but only in that county. Versus if hers passes, the whole state gets it. I've just never known of us putting into code, as we're crafting tax exemptions, language that will be taken care of if the general bill passes, and doing it county by county as a safeguard. I don't see there's any conflict. Because if the Boy Scout bill passes, that automatically becomes the tax policy across the state. But if you do put it in individual county tax policies, then you're creating confusion, I think, and doing more harm. I mean no harm to the bill.
Well,
I don't see that in the bill.
If I could address that, Delegate Wright's bill does not have it in it. You can do mine, and if it doesn't pass statewide, we just strike my bill at any point.
Well, that addresses his issue, but it doesn't address the issue in Senator Norman's case.
Right.
So here again, Mr. Chairman, I'm suggesting this is something that Chairman Watts needs to get with the senators on consistent policy. I voted for the Boy Scout bill, so, but do you understand, Frank, what we're saying?
I understand, but I
And I understand
don't
what
know
you're
how you
saying.
get out of the scenario if it doesn't pass, because I think it's 99% chance it will pass.
And to that point, that we don't need that language in yours, and we could conform yours to Tommy's and let them both sail on through.
Oh, there's an amendment, is that, yeah, okay, go ahead and see.
Does that make sense? Because,
Fine with me.
well, Mr. Chairman, I move that we conform his bill
I'm throwing my vote.
to Delegate Wright's.
All right.
And then if there's an issue, they can always fix it later and put it in conference and.
One thing I would say, Delegate Dworak, is just that the way these bills are drafted, if we made the change to one of these bills, it would apply to every county that has the authority to impose this tax. Because we discussed the authority to impose a tax given to a qualifying locality, and then we define qualifying localities, making it to, if we just did it for one bill, it would apply to all the counties, is my understanding.
But I guess even to that point, you're still only talking, if all these county bills pass, you're talking about 6 counties in the state that would be giving that tax relief, And the general is always gonna trump. So my point being, I think it's superfluous language and actually potentially does more harm than good. Because I think Boy Scout bills
It's just
just
a way of
passed.
making sure the Boy Scout bill passes.
Yeah,
Okay.
but on a county by county basis.
If we did it that way, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
The motion is to conform.
All right, I think Delegate Wright, you've removed your motion. So the motion then is to conform, which would be, okay. So then I guess, all those in favor of conformance?
Aye.
All right.
Now
Now
it's
is there a
your
motion?
Make a motion to report.
And the motion is to
Second.
report.
Thank you.
All right.
It's Monday.
Yeah, 7-2. All right, last one, I think, is Senator McClellan.
Guys, we got a couple words.